Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Caregiving Doctor Show today. I am your host, Dr. Clarissa Fell-Smith, and thank you for joining us today. Today on my show is Executive Director of Times Out, Ernie Deese. How you doing today, sir?
I'm great. I really appreciate you having me on.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to be here, especially talk about this subject.
That's right. You love caregiving anyway,
oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah. I've been doing it for over 20 years. So, yeah, I really love it. You know, it's just something you have in your heart. So, I had foster brothers growing up. So when I went back to college and got my social work degree, you know, I could have got stuck in an office and doing social work and stuff, but it's just like this came along and it's what it was meant to be. And what it means to me personally is I love helping people, especially help them help themselves. You know, that's something we say in social work. You know? And it means the world to me. My name's Ernie Deese, and I'm Executive Director of Times Out Incorporated. What Times Out, what we do is we provide companions for individuals 15 years old and up to improve their quality of life through socialization, recreation, and inclusion. Well, back in 1994, I was getting my social work degree at UAB, and a local family asked if somebody would come work with their brother that had autism, and I volunteered, and with a couple other students, and we all worked with them for a while, and then got ready to graduate, and I told the family, said, hey, don't take a job. We want to start a nonprofit. We want you to run it. We want you to do what you've done with our brother and improve the quality of life through this socialization process. And that's how we started Times Out. We're kind of like a friendship service. We foster friendships. We don't force it on anybody, but we really try to get the students to be like friends, and let them have a two-way relationship, not just a one-way relationship where you got a worker and somebody that you're providing a service for, but a friendship. So we just try to be just whatever can help improve the person we're working with, quality of life, the caregiver, the parent. It's kind of a respite program in that way. So it's kind of, we just feel like we have our own little niche.
I've been a client with Times Out since March of '99. I've developed a relationship with Ernie, and we become friends, and I got to know other people in the program. It's kind of helped me get out of my shell as far as like socializing and things like that. So it's really helped me in that way. My mother was always really into helping me be as independent from her as I could, and she was always looking for ways for me to get around town. And she went to Brody's restaurant, and the woman that ran Brody's restaurant told her about this girl who worked for Times Out. She did, I don't know if she did deliveries for them or what it was, what she did for Brody's, but anyway, this girl told us about Ernie and Times Out, and then we just got his card, phone number. I guess she gave us his phone number, and we gave him a call, and he came to the house and did a brief interview with us, and that was basically it. I mean, that's how it all started. It makes me feel good. I mean, I mean, if I didn't have it, my life would be different. That's for sure. And even the place that I live now, I mean, in a way that kind of a roundabout way, not a direct way, but I mean, because I was in this program, I met other people who told me about the apartment that I live in and encouraged me to move in there. So it's kind of like, and if I didn't know him or wasn't in the program, then that probably would not have happened.
He ain't running me off.
Yeah.
No, this is my buddy right here.
Yeah.
This is my buddy.
I mean, I'm still paying them to hang out with him, but
Yeah.
it's just,
I'll give you a little bit of a rate.
it's just like,
I'll give you a discount.
yeah.
Like I tell you, we are a charity, so we do.
Yeah.
We do. Like today, we'll spend together a lot more time than what we charge them. So I just love what I do, and just the impact is it's just been a blessing. Oh, there's no bigger blessing in the world to me, man. I don't care how bad a day I'm having, if when I get around the individuals I hang out with, I just don't even call it work, because it doesn't feel like work. It's just too much fun, and I love it. I think we all need some type of feedback to make us feel better about what we do, and there's no better feedback than what I get from these individuals. But I love it. I actually love it. If it wasn't for my love for the people and what I do, I wouldn't have kept doing this.
Now, how did you come up with that name, Times Out?
Well, when I was in college at UAB in my social work department, I had a class, and I had to go do a disability awareness situation at one of the little elementary schools, and so I challenged the kids to come up with a name, because I knew I was going to start Times Out, and they were like, and one stuck out, said "Good Times Out," and my wife goes, don't think so. Maybe we'll just go with Times Out. And so we started Times Out in 1997, and we've been going strong ever since. And, like our slogan says, helping others have fuller lives.
Okay, so this is a 501c3
501c3 yep.
organization.
Yep.
And just exactly, tell the audience exactly what do you do with your organization? How are you making a difference? When we hear the word Times Out, what are you doing with your organization?
Well, we get people out in the community. That's one of our goals. We also provide transportation when we do get them out. What I do is I hire local college kids. They're getting a degree in social work, psychology, special education, and that we train them, and we match them up with a person, and then we, and of course I go in there and do an assessment and see what their needs are, but it just whatever would improve their quality of life, and that's what we pretty much try to focus on, improving their quality of life, and so.
Okay,
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, well, let's get to the bottom. So you serve people who are mentally challenged,
right?
Who may have developmental disabilities as well,
right?
Or
correct.
mental challenges or intellectual,
or intellectual challenges, and even physical challenges. But we try to have the mental challenge. But I mean, we have somebody that has a learning disability, and then we have somebody that has schizophrenia. So we're pretty broad there.
So where are you taking these people? Where are they going? So they'll come in. You'll train the companions to come in,
right?
To give a break to the caregiver.
That's one of the best side effects, or the benefits of that companionship is we take them out of the home and do things, and that gives the caregiver a
break.
What?
Like what?
Well, we go out to lunch. A lot of folks like to go out to lunch.
Yes.
Can't you tell?
Me too.
But,
me too.
Yeah, me too.
I don't turn down food, okay?
Yeah. But whatever they enjoy doing, shopping, movies, sporting events. We take folks to the doctor. We try to be there to help them, support them when they're going to the doctor.
And you provide that transportation for them?
Yes, whoever the companion is. And I do a lot of the companion work myself. I don't know if you know that, but I really enjoy that part. Yeah, I like doing the companion part.
You actually like getting on the van?
We use our personal vehicles.
Okay, so you provide the transportation. Mm-hmm. So someone may be at home and they'll call you up, and you provide the transportation for them to get out.
Correct.
Which relieves the caregiver.
Which relieves the caregiver. Now, if it's somebody that's in a wheelchair accessible situation, if they have a van, we get permission to drive their van, and we've done that in the past too. So that doesn't create a barrier, and so it makes it easier. But we got to be able to access a vehicle.
In today's world, you have to be careful about who you're bringing into your home.
Of course.
We all know you have to be really careful.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you go about screening these people to make sure that they're safe and that you've done a background check on them?
Yes. Yeah, we try to do a background check. A lot of the students, UAB, because we do also train interns for UAB, the social work department. And but they do some of the background checks, and then we go back and do the background checks.
And why?
Employment screenings and that such.
So this is a need today.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Talk about that. This is a need. So you get phone calls. What's one of the greatest needs that you have right now as the executive director of Times Out?
The greatest need?
What would you say that greatest need is?
Funding.
Funding, money. Tell me.
It's just but it takes money to put gas in the car, and we reimburse our students when they take somebody out, and and then staff now. One thing, I keep my costs down because I run it out of my home, and I've done it since the start. So I just try to keep all my costs down. We're just a little small non-profit that just trying to provide service. I've been working with same folks for 10, 15, 16, 18 years, So, and then we're possibly screening 2 or 3 right now for placement. Just waiting to hear back from them.
What would you say is a major ingredient to be a companion? Caregivers are oftentimes burdened down with stresses of life, financial strain. We're taking care of everybody but ourselves. Mm-hmm. And when you're going to select the companions, you're looking for what kind of qualities in that person, what kind of things you want to see.
Well, you can see I'm kind of, I like to have fun. I think a lot of, I like personalities. I like personalities. Somebody that can help somebody feel relaxed. Somebody that can make it, what we call is fostering friendships, and somebody that could be a good friend, and if they got good driving skills, that helps.
Yes, absolutely. We definitely want that, don't we?
I'm sorry. Sometimes I get but I just enjoy life. This is what I love doing, and I think.
Stop right there. You said love doing.
I love doing. Oh, I love it.
So you see yourself as a person who cares, a person who's compassionate.
I would hope so.
Do you feel like you're making a difference?
Yeah. Oh, well, I remember when I first started this, I was working with a gentleman, and his sister says, "Ernie, I pray for your health every night." She didn't say, "I pray for you. I pray for your health every night that you'll be there for my brother." And I was like, of course, tears start falling down my face. I'm a very emotional person, and but that meant more to me than anything, because I feel like the folks we're working with are angels here on earth, and I mean, what a blessing. And of course, I know this show's about caregiving, but when you come in and bring hope into somebody's life, and you bring caring and compassion, man, that moves mountains. So
can't put a price on it.
Can't put a price on it. And that's why I felt like I was meant to do this. And every time I feel like I can't do it anymore, I get a blessing. So
we know the statistics have changed. We now have about 40% of men doing caregiving. Okay, 40% of men participating in caregiving tasks.
Right.
The majority are women. The average caregiver is about 49 years old, working about 30-some hours a week, and now the increase is with men. So as a male caregiver, what kind of things do you want to say to men out here who think that maybe this is just a woman's job, or they think that they can't participate in some kind of way, even with the smallest of things, as a caregiver, to be able to help family members out?
Well, I think you just got to be yourself. If you're forced in a caregiving situation where you have a parent, not forced, but where it comes about, you just gotta be compassionate. Gotta be patient. Patience, and more patience, because there's change going on, and everybody's role is changing. The
Yes.
caregiver went from being a son or a daughter
That's right.
to a caregiver, and they might have to correct their parent or
Wow.
their loved one, and that's hard for them. But then you look at the person that's being corrected; they're losing some of their independence, and it's difficult. It's a very emotional time when those roles reverse, especially when the roles reversal.
You mentioned the word respite during
Yes.
our conference. Respite. For the audience, for those who don't know what respite is, what is respite? And when you hear the word respite, what does that mean to somebody who may be taking care of an aging parent, taking care of mom and dad? They just need what?
Time's out.
Time's out.
and I don't mean that time's out
Yeah, they need a
personally,
what?
but they need a break.
They need a break.
They need a break.
Explain that.
They just they got so many things. They're focusing so much on caregiving, but they've still got to pay the bills.
Yes.
They've got to run errands. They've got to get out, but mainly they got to take care of themselves. Got to take care of themselves so they can take care of the others. Because if you don't take care of, they don't take care of themselves, they're not able to take care of the others. So they've
It's
got
tough,
to,
though.
Oh,
It's tough. I mean,
it-
my mom is 76 years old. It's tough because you got
Are
to
you
help.
telling us your age? No,
Well,
I'm
no,
just kidding.
no. You
I'm
don't
sorry.
know that,
Y'all-
audience. Thank
y'all
you.
didn't
Don't
get
know.
that part. Y'all get the part.
Yeah, but you know.
Y'all got to watch me.
The aging parent stuff, but
Basically, these two to get together.
Yes, exactly. But to be in that role now,
Yeah.
as an occupational therapist in long-term care for many years,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm actually seeing my mom decline
Right.
right before my eyes. The thinking skills, the dementia,
right. That's the tough part.
making sure that she's taking her medicine on time, and it never leaves. Even when I leave the house, I'm still thinking about mom.
Well, that's what that
And-
cell phone's for, because I
Yeah.
mean, she's gonna maybe call you, but
Yeah.
but I mean,
Respite.
because you're the respite.
The respite.
It's a lot of people haven't heard that word.
That's right.
And it's really coming around, but it's just giving some.
Rest.
Yeah, it should be rest. No, instead of
Rest.
Rest. Or yeah, but yeah, because they've got to have a little break, and just some time to themselves. When I go over to somebody's house and work with some of the early stages of dementia, I make her leave. She said, "I got to do something right here." No, get out of here. Go do something.
Have a hard time leaving sometimes, right?
Right. Well, yeah, because they're always worried.
Yes.
They're always worried because with this, and this. So there's no rest for them because they're always thinking not for themselves but for the other person. So yeah.
We've got to do more as a country. We've got to do more to support caregivers.
I agree.
We pretty much hold the healthcare system up. We're the backbone of the healthcare system, with 80% of all care being performed by family members and friends.
That's true.
Okay, neighbors, family members and friends, church members, people who are going to run errands. We're performing that care, and we need support too.
Exactly.
I've got to have some help. I've got to have help for my sisters and brothers, and it takes more than one person, and the toll, oftentimes that it takes. I think you see a lot of that.
Oh, yeah,
Without your service, what would you say would happen in some of these cases with people who are mentally challenged, intellectual? If they didn't have you coming in to have a time out,
Oh, yeah.
to have a break,
They're most likely the mental. I mean, just imagine me cutting you off from your friends.
Yes.
And you just didn't have that opportunity to have your own friends. A lot of times I go into situations that our friends run their parents or the caregiver off because this is my time with Ernie or my time with Times Out. And even the family member recognizes that, and they'll say, well, you're with, and they'll want to be involved, and they'll go somewhere else. We'll let you know, So it's important to have our own relationships, So it's just you got to give everybody some type of support or somebody they can talk to, share stories with. One thing unique about Times Out is I encourage my students to talk about their own selves, and it's a friendship, and if we don't want a one-sided friendship.
That's right.
So
Mutual.
Yeah.
So you're getting college students, those who are at universities,
Mm-hmm.
and you're training them
Correct.
with CPR training. I think I've
Most
also
of them
read,
have it from being in college.
something else you train on. CPR. Do you train? You do your background checks.
Yeah, we also
first
train.
aid.
Yeah, and then also there's some situations that might be a little combative, so we try to make sure they understand how to handle a situation if it got. But we screen our clients too, and make
you
sure,
do?
because we're looking out for the safety of our students too. We don't want to put them in a bad situation. Some of the situations that that's why I do a lot of the companion work myself, because my expertise allows me to go in there, and instead of maybe a student handling the situation, it might not turn out so well.
You have a social work background.
Yes, I'm a social worker.
So that's rewarding on both sides.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's one thing about being a social worker, you gotta get those continuing education hours, so you're constantly learning, and and then it helps me in the assessment. And of course, I'm not a psychologist or anything, but I love to listen, and people love to talk. That's one thing about the caregivers.
That's
Give
right.
them an
That's
ear.
right. That's
Just
listening.
listening to them, listening. Try not to give too much advice, but listen. So.
Let's talk about funding.
Okay,
Because,
oh boy, there's that.
I mean, you're
that
in my ear
word.
going like
There's
the
that
major
word.
funding. I mean, how are you going to continue on? How can this organization maybe expand? What do you need? If you had a magic wand right now today, what would you want to happen with Times Out? Is there a need right now for more money? Do you need more volunteers? What do you need? Can you tell the audience what you need right now?
My dream since the start was to get enough funding where I could put this on a sliding scale. So when, because we do have a service fee, but, make it $0 to what we charge, and because we do pay our students. I mean, they're students,
Okay.
This
So they're
way.
hired.
They're hired, and the best part for them is that this helps their resume.
Okay.
Every student that's worked for me or internship for me has gotten a job because of this experience. And I can say that honestly because their employers call me, for
References.
and I've had my very first intern back in, I guess, 98, she moved to Arizona and started working for an agency, and she started a program within their program to make sure there was a companion part to it, not just providing those services. So, it's, it's a win-win situation. It's the person gets somebody to be with, the caregiver gets a break, and the students they don't have to work service industry jobs. They can do this. A lot of them don't do it for the money, but they do it for the experience.
And not to mention what it does on the inside, the heart.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
yeah, oh yeah.
Many people are probably changed forever as a result of taking themselves out of what was going on with them to give to someone else.
Exactly.
And we need that more than anything today, because what you're doing is intergenerational.
Oh yeah.
You're connecting younger children, younger people, young adults with an aging population or someone who may be disabled in some type of way.
Right, and then of course that aging population is going to get higher, larger numbers
Every day,
and
every
so,
day.
And I think that's the thing about Times Out. We could implement this anywhere if we wanted to. There's a college campus.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be just here in the Birmingham metropolitan area, which we currently serve. And with somebody gonna have to be bigger dreams than me. Not Ernie.
You never know.
That
You never
way,
know how God works. So we're not gonna.
I put the caregiving doctor over here with me.
I love this. I mean, this topic. This is my life's mission: to be able to educate the public,
right.
To change policy, and to make sure that we're educating, not just educating, but we're also putting faith in action.
Right.
Meaning that we're not talking about helping somebody. We're actually doing it.
Right.
We're actually going to make a difference, because think about it. You talked about the aging population. Who's going to care for all these people?
Exactly.
Who's going to take care of mom and dad when you can't? We have housing options, but there are a lot of need, and that need is going to get greater. And we're going to be forced demographically to make a difference.
Exactly. And people are going to need to be going in people's homes.
That's right. We
And
want
of course
people to stay at home as long as possible.
Exactly. And of course, Times Out goes into the assisted living facilities and other places. And we I just had one recently pass away. She was in assisted living, and the people there were just very welcoming us in, and it's just a big old family.
Well, Mr. Dees, this has been wonderful.
Oh, I love being here because we've known each other for
how
a
many
while.
years? Yeah, for a couple of years
8,
now.
9 years,
Yeah.
something. I can't keep up my years anymore.
And I'm only going to bring people on the show who understands the importance of community outreach.
Right. It's got to be community.
Resources and,
it's got to be
providing
community.
resources.
We can't always depend on the government.
Don't get me started
I
on
know,
that.
but what I'm saying is, one thing about Alabama, it's known for its helping people. Hospitality.
Yeah.
It's giving. And, a lot of folks don't know about Times Out and the small organizations. They know about the bigger ones. And, of course, I'm going to
change
that
all
comes
that.
back to me because, I like doing the work. I don't like going out and getting funding. So, but we're going to do some fundraisers this year.
Right.
I'm going to have to.
You've got to, and I'm going to help you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Hey, Ernie Dees, you're going to come back and join me at another time?
Whenever you want me to come in. I can, this all is all in my head. So, ain't a whole lot of prep work.
You do this every day.
I do this every day, and I just be me.
Okay, well,
I just be me.
Thank you for coming. Come back again, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you for joining me today on the Caregiving Doctor Show. You can go to thecaregivingdoctor.com or call us at 1-888-496-8866. That's 1-888 for you too. Join us next week on the Caregiving Doctor Show. You can reach me on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, and our number is 1-888-496-8866, or that's 1-888 for you too. Remember, I'm caring for you and your loved ones too. I'm Dr. Clarissa Smith, the Caregiving Doctor. See you next week.
The Caregiving Doctor Show is brought to you by the Caregiving Kids Academy, Little Leaders, Big Hearts, Lewis Harper Jr. and the Harper Agency, Sandra's Clothes Closet, Caregiving International Church, and the Caregiving Kids book series. Join us next week for another informative Caregiving Doctors Show.